Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Davo from Archon Esports, bringing you another 1v1 StarCraft 2 cast today. This time it is a PvZ, and this time it is on Cloud Kingdom. Awesome. These two players are from the US servers, and they are around the platinum level of player. Excellent. So let's just quickly introduce our players. In the bottom left-hand side, or corner I suppose, we have LazyGreek even, who is our red Protoss, and then in the top right hand side we have our blue Zerg, who is NotGoodfOu, who is our blue Zerg today. Awesome. It'll be pretty interesting to see if our Protoss does decide to block off. Yep, he does indeed, like quite a lot of Protoss do like to do against Zerg, especially on this map, I suppose, actually, because this map has a very, very kind of tight let's say concave for Protoss to be able to block off there. I know that many Protoss do prefer that as an opening build against Zerg players. Well, fair enough, really. But then I will predict that our Zerg player will be throwing down at least 2 more hatcheries now, one for the natural and one for the hatchery after that, because when a Protoss does expand like this, it really hands map control to the opponent on a plate a little bit. So that'll be interesting to see what actually goes down, what happens. We do have a gas on the way from NotGoodfOu, and that is before the spawning pool. The spawning pool has just gone down right now, and interestingly enough, we do have a pylon going down in the natural there, and that could be to block a hatchery that would go down. So obviously our Protoss player LazyGreek is trying to stop our Zerg opponent from getting any sort of expansion up, but he has just cancelled it just in time, making sure not to waste too many minerals. Will he put down another one? Maybe. The probe is just going to stay there and be very, very annoying for now, though. That's right, so the probe is actually going to be patrolling back and forth, making sure that no hatchery is placed down, and a hatchery would be a good idea to place down soon, as the Protoss expansion is already on the way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Awesome. Yeah, cool. I'm wondering a little bit about my frame rate. Something's going a bit wrong here. It's something that I'm going to try and sort out, just to let you know. I am aware of the issue. This drone is coming down here trying to desperately put down a hatchery, but I don't think he's going to be able to, because this probe is just being the most annoying thing on Earth. Sticking down another pylon, which will definitely block a hatchery. These Zerglings are going to come in and try and have nothing to do with it. But unfortunately, that will delay the hatchery even further, and that cannot be something useful at all for our Zerg player. Boom, down that goes. Ouch. Okay, so we do have the Zerglings out on the field right now, and they do look like perhaps they're going to be going and scouting their opponent's base, seeing what is going on. Of course, the Overlord over here is already doing this. NotGoodfOu already knows that there is something on the way here, and that's obviously not a pylon. It is in fact a gateway. So he knows that there is some funny business going on with this Protoss, and at the moment it's a fairly easy round of funny business, as there is only one pylon here. If that pylon goes down, well, he can kiss goodbye to the functionality of all of these buildings here, and that could be very, very dangerous indeed. Also, our Protoss player does not have his cybernetics core yet. There we go, it's just been put down now, getting an interesting choice of another gas when there is no cybernetics core on the field. I mean, the only thing that he could spend with gas at the moment without cybernetics core would be the ground and weapons upgrades, and that is a very good choice against Zerg, as a matter of fact. I know that many pro players really prefer to get their ground weapons up very, very high before they get their first engagement with a Zerg player, to increase Stalker's functionality, really, because Stalkers aren't the best against roaches, but the ground weapons functionality, when they have that as well, can kind of make that a whole lot better, thankfully. So now finally the warp gate research is on the way, about 6 minutes and 30 seconds blizzard seconds through the game. As predicted, NotGoodfOu has taken his next expansion, and will be saturating up pretty pretty quickly, making sure to get one expansion saturated before the other, it would seem, by rallying. No, he's rallied back. That's cool. And these Zerglings here do look like they're going to have to micro away in order to get away from the Zealots that surely want their blood. Okay, so our Protoss player is actually going for the weapons +1 now, and that could explain the double gas so quickly. And as I have said, it's a very, very common thing for a Protoss player to get very early weapons upgrades against Zerg players, because also it decreases the amount of time that Zealots take to kill Zerglings as well. And in the in the PvZ sort of world, that is what I would think to be the main combat point would be the Zealot versus Zergling. Those are the ones that you would imagine would fight the most. So we do have our Zerg player here putting down a few spine crawlers, maybe a little bit worried about some aggression that's coming out. And maybe he's right to. We do have 2 Zealots on the way now, which will be quickly cleared up by these spine crawlers if our Protoss player is not careful. So the spine crawler is doing a nice and nasty poke. More than anything, I think our Protoss player here is just being a little bit annoying. I'm not really sure how much damage he's going to be able to inflict, but our Zerg player here is actually going to be losing quite a lot of mining time. The spine crawler is going to be coming around here to try and burrow again. These Zealots do think maybe they'll be able to do something about it. One drone goes down for definite. But now the spine crawler's gone down as well, and these Zealots are going to have to work very, very hard to get out of the line of fire of these spine crawlers. And it does look like these Zealots will get cleared up pretty quickly. I mean, for what it was worth, there was a lot of mining loss there, maybe 100 minerals worth of mining lost for our Zerg player, so that at least makes one of the Zealots worthwhile. But I mean, that's a very, very saturated expansion for the time in the game, so yeah, I think maybe that was a worthwhile poke and a prod. It does look like maybe this Overlord will go down if he's not careful. It's very easy snipeable by these sentries here, if he is not careful. But it's yet to be seen. We also have the robotics bay coming down now for our Protoss player, so that does definitely mean that he'll almost definitely be going straight into the Colossi play. But he also has a Stargate on the way as well, so maybe we'll see a Colossi Void Ray mix or something very interesting like that. Perhaps he'll just get some Phoenixes and scout around the edge of the map, sniping Overlords to his heart's content. That'd be pretty interesting to see. We have Roaches on the field right now for NotGoodfOu. Roaches, of course, very, very good against early game Protoss units, but luckily our Protoss opponent, well, I say that, our Protoss player down in the bottom left hand side has all of the tech necessary to deal with Roaches in an effective manner. He also has a lot of gateways on the way. Hooray! So that will bring his total of gateways up to 9 gateways, 2 Stargates and a robotics facility. And that does maybe trigger in my mind, is he going to be able to use all of those facilities simultaneously and kind of produce stuff effectively from them? That's a very interesting question, or at least it is to me. Maybe he is going to expand soon, and that will sort out these issues with perhaps the overproduction that we might see coming down here. But I know that when Protoss do expand, they wait for a certain moment in time, and after that moment, they can just explode. Their production quite literally just explodes, and that's what we might see from our Protoss player right now. As you can see, he does have quite a lot of minerals. He will be actually able to use quite a lot of those gateways very, very quickly indeed, and he will need to, seeing as there's quite a large Roach army coming out for our Zerg player right now. The LazyGreek will have to be very, very careful. He only has 84 out of 84 supply. He needs to build more pylons in order to reinforce this, quite frankly, very small army. So here we have the first major engagement of the game. NotGoodfOu trying to take down that forge before it finishes researching, which is a very, very good choice indeed. Unfortunately, that did happen for the Protoss player right now, and he will be missing out on his one armor. Ooh, very nice force field, though, trapping some of the Roaches. Some of the Zerglings go in now. Ooh, and another nice force field as well, stopping the Zerglings from doing as much damage as they would like to do. LazyGreek by now has actually got his pylons up and is actually using quite... Wow, there's another gateway there. And he's also got a fleet beacon. Awesome. So there's quite a lot more production structures on the way for LazyGreek. Another nice force field as well, blocking those Zerg forces out. Something that's very, very important. If these roaches getting anywhere inside it, could be absolutely curtains. But it does look like LazyGreek's forces will outnumber the roaches now. Awesome. Or at least... Excellent, cool, and we have lots and lots more reinforcements on the way now for NotGoodfOu, and that has all been scouted by the LazyGreek with his observer that's just been chilling in the middle of the map. Okay, so it does look like NotGoodfOu looking for another push right now, and this will be a much more easy push, seeing as there aren't so many buildings in his way, but there are force fields in his way now, which will definitely affect the ability to attack from the LazyGreek right now. He did just quickly snipe that pylon, firing those 2 gateways. NotGoodfOu is just literally going to sit there for a bit, and he's going to come up and try and go into perhaps the mineral line and do as much damage as he can. He does not have the tunneling claws ability for the roaches at the moment that should allow them to move, so he is just stuck whenever he burrows like that. I think roaches do regenerate health very quickly when they are burrowed, and there is the tunneling claws ability that has just come down. You can tell by the spikes on top of the head, but there we go, there is quite a lot more zealots. These roaches are getting completely trapped, and it does look like these roaches will get cleared up very, very quickly indeed. The observer coming down here as well, allowing the Protoss units the ability to see burrowed units as well, and that'll be very, very useful indeed. But I think this amount of pushing could really, really damage LazyGreek's army at the moment. It does actually look like if LazyGreek is not careful, this could be the end of the game for him. But no, he has been careful. He has got Immortal, which are a very, very good counter indeed to the Roach scum. He also has 2 Colossus on the way, but on the other hand, our Zerg player NotGoodfOu has lots more Roaches on the way as well, which they will want to be very, very careful about. Ooh, it doesn't look like that Immortal will get sniped down as well, which is unfortunate, seeing as the Immortals are so good against roaches. Under the roaches go under the ground, and of course they can go underneath force fields, completely negating the ability to actually block stuff off the ramp by the Protoss player. These Colossus are just quite frankly running away from the roaches right now, and with good reason too, because there is a lot of them. Unfortunately, my graphics are set so low that the Colossus just disappear. Boom! There they go. They don't actually explode like they should do, which is something I need to fix. Sorry about that one. In all the confusion, LazyGreek has built 2 cybernetics cores. He did lose his 3rd swan down there at the bottom, but this does look like it will get cleared up pretty sharpish. Okay, so there we go. That has actually been cleared up by LazyGreek right now. So it does look like things might be turning back to normality. Luckily enough for him, his his natural has not sustained too much damage. We have quite a lot more roaches on the way now as well. So NotGoodfOu making sure that he is constantly being quite aggressive here. Who can blame him? These Phoenixes here waiting out here to do a good job as well. We have NotGoodfOu taking his 4th base as well. The Protoss player has only just started taking his 3rd, which is bad, seeing as he is almost mined out of his main base. He's neglected his macro a little bit, I feel. He could have expanded a little bit earlier than this, but he has been under some rather heavy attacks, and nobody can blame him for that at all. Boom. Another Overlord disappears. So it does look like now our Zerg player was maybe going in to go and focus down that Nexus, but these very nice force fields will stop him from doing that, or will they? It does look like the Nexus is going to go down. Boom! The Nexus disappears in a fantastic flash of light because my graphic settings are too low, as I have previously said, to make it actually blow up. But there we are. Down it goes. Meanwhile, these Phoenix are doing very little. There is a Spore Crawler in the mineral line there. I did see them sniping an Overlord earlier, and this is beginning to look very, very desperate indeed for the LazyGreek now, as he doesn't actually have any source of income that isn't a long-distance mining location. He does, on the other hand, have quite a lot of Zealots, and Zealots are very good for pushing armies back whilst letting the ranged units do quite a lot more damage. He's trying to rebuild his Nexus right here as well, but I'm not sure if this will be successful And there we go, LazyGreek has left the game without a GG, unfortunately. Wowee! There we are. So that was a pretty interesting game. It's my first cast for quite a while. Alright guys, well that is that. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment or subscribe or anything like that. Awesome, and I will be announcing some stuff hopefully very soon, which will be rather interesting to quite a lot of people. I'm going to be doing stuff that amateur casters I don't think usually do. But there we are. Alright guys, well thank you very much, have a nice day and enjoy playing StarCraft. Cheers, goodbye.